Another small point that we need to add in continuation with this particular one is some kind of a schema validations also possible using this particular karate framework. So what exactly the schema validations means? Assume that this is what the structure that we are getting from a response, and from that particular response, this count always should be a number. This should be a number, something like that. The country ID should be a number. All these things. And here we have a scene hash string is a string. Basically, what exactly the two hash followed by a string. Whenever you have a two hashes means it's an optional value. It's not a mandatory chunk. Basically, it's an optional kind of an assertion. If it is there, that's fine. If not, just ignore it. That's kind of an optional assertion is out over here. And now, what kind of a schema validation that I want to do out over here is in this feature, let me comment these lines of a code. And this is what my post example is. Copy this runner and just update that scenario here. Let me try to run my script once. See here, when I ran my test script, what is the outcome it's going to print? So it will interact with that API. Of course, it's having some issues in interacting. Try running the script one more time. Run as an another JUnit test. So the reason precisely here is this application API is having some issues. That's the reason always we are not getting any response. Sometimes you will be getting too many requests. So that's the reason we need to hit it for a couple of times. The other time you will be getting a proper response. So let me try to run this script one more time. Okay, so I just want to see the outcome from that, hoping this time it should get an outcome. Okay, too many attempts from this. Okay, so this API is not working. So what I'm doing means create a new scenario. Okay, get example 4. Okay, get example 4. This is my get request, and the example that I want to define out over here is, okay, let me define my example here. Okay, this shouldn't be a syntax issue. Let me copy the outline and let me paste the outline here. And one second, let this screen got loaded. This is the formatter. Okay, this is a dummy example. Okay, on this screen, I'm just going for this get employees. Okay, and trying to replace this API. Let us see what is the response I'm getting from this API. Whether still I'm getting the too many attempts or I'm getting at least a success response in this case or not. I just want to do. Earlier it's a post request. Now I converted into a get request now. And I guess this time also I'm getting a too many requests itself. This API itself is having certain issues. See, what I'm trying to do here is a kind of a schema validation. So what exactly the schema validation means? This is the API response we are getting. Right. See, this is the API response that you are getting from that API. See, at here, if you observe, this data is an array of values. So this data, you have a multiple sets of values, not one or two values you have in this array. You have a multiple sets of values. All these values I want to verify as part of a schema validations. Okay, let me copy this particular entry for this response. Let's go back here. In the meantime, we'll see how exactly we can write down these schema validations and match. Okay, I just want to go for a match. Response dot articles. Okay, I just want to go with response dot articles. I want to verify. And here I just want to add three times here and again three times. Okay, and let me place my content here. Response dot. See here. in this response, what are we trying to verify here? We are trying to verify data basically, right? We are trying to verify the data. So let me, this is not an articles basically, this is a data. So from the response match this one, and this is a string. So I can go with the hash string. So it means the ID value should be of a string type, and this name, employee name, should be of a string type. Almost everything is of a string type itself. And this one is of a string type, this one is of a string type, and this is an optional value. Hence I am giving a two hashes here. That's it. Hence, I am giving it two hashes here. Let me try to hit the response of this particular API and see whether we are getting response at this time or not. If we are getting a response, that's fine. We can validate that whole information. If still we are getting that exception, we need to wait for some time, and then we can validate that. See here, too many requests you are getting. So, but this is the ultimate way how exactly you can validate it. And moreover, if you observe the response, basically it's an array. It means array means it has a multiple sets of values inside that, not a one or a two values. It has a multiple sets of values. So what are we going to do? Match each. Whenever there are a multiple values are there, we are going to use an each on that. So it means on each and every set of values present in the response, go with this kind of a schema validations you just need to give. Okay, so this API is having some issues, guys. If you have some other APIs, you can give it a try, and then this will definitely work. Okay, try it after some time. The schema validation will definitely work. Okay, cool, done the deal. See you again in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.